Thank you, Osama. So before I start, congratulations for your 10th year anniversary for the Bantan Awards. While the others were speaking, I realized that we've been involved in some way or form with you for the last 5 years, for at least half the journey, so time flies. We've done quite a few things with deaf, but I think the most successful out of the lot has been the Wireless for Communities project. So instead of me speaking about it and talking about it, I think we're going to try and play a video. And I think that'll give you an idea of what's actually happening out there in the field and what we've hopefully achieved.
Saharias, or the residents of the jungle, are a tribe that live in Baran district of Rajasthan in India. The indices of Baran district tell a story of their own. 85% of the population of Baran is rural. More than 60% of the women are illiterate. More than 40% of the million-strong population is tribal. These tribal peoples of Baran are largely illiterate. Many of them are nomadic, homeless, bonded laborers. They eke out their living on a day-to-day basis. This does not mean that there are no opportunities for the Saharias and the other tribal people of the Baran district. The major problem is that news of opportunities and openings rarely reach them. Like many other rural and remote areas, information is the biggest casualty. It hardly ever gets through to the people who need it the most. Illiteracy, poverty, lack of identity, subjugation and exploitation have collectively oppressed the Saharias and the other tribals in Baran. Most people outside the area are not even aware of the Saharias' existence as they live in a media-dark geography. However, things have begun to change quite dramatically. Vijay Roy, who is in his early 20s, is a Saharia tribal youth who got bitten by the broadband internet bug in 2010. He was working with the local NGO when he heard about the Wireless for Communities project run by the Internet Society and Digital Empowerment Foundation. He joined the training and learned about wireless networking, routers, modems, line of sight, mapping geolocations, planning networks and so on.
कंप्यूटर सीखने के लिए कोई ज़्यादा पढ़ा लिखा होना कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है, कोई मायने नहीं है। आप बस थोड़ा सा पढ़ना लिखना जानते हो तो इसका मतलब आप कंप्यूटर चला सकते हो।
Now as a lead wireless network engineer, Vijay has helped establish 8 major nodes all across Baran, some of them as far as 40 kilometers from each other. All the nodal points have facilities like video conferencing, telehealth, video cameras, webcam, projectors, printers, scanners and availability of more than 45 Mbps of broadband. Now the broadband wireless internet connectivity has already benefited at least 2,000 Saharia tribals through digital literacy, vocational programs, telehealth programs and entrepreneurial skill building.
That's on the screen now. Our key focus for this project was that it needed to be a holistic project. You know, you've had others speak about it needs many people to make these projects work. No one institution or organization or entity can do it on its own. Government can't do it, private sector can't do it, just NGOs cannot do it. Everyone needs to work together. The other thing, when we set about conceptualizing this project was to try and ensure that, you know, the concept itself is not new. Community wireless networks have been around for many, many years in many parts of the world. But the different thing we did was that it was the community building it, the community running it, the community operating it, and then the benefits started to flow out of that. A lot of the other models you see is people go in, deploy a network, train a few people and leave. 6 months, 1 year, 24 months down the track, the systems collapse because no one can keep it up, no one can maintain it. By getting the local community intimately involved with the whole process, we try and ensure that it's sustainable. So another word that we had from one of the speakers was, how do we sustain such projects? We cannot exist completely on grants. Osama and I yesterday had a chat about the sustainability aspects of what we've done so far. And it's very promising. Some of them are actually cash positive now because they've been able to build enough of a critical mass where the money is actually flowing in and going back into the community. So it's not a commercial venture, obviously. It's still run for the community's benefit. Where to from here? We've had organizations such as the Ford Foundation also pitch in with DEF for some projects, and also we thank them for that. Again, as I said, no one entity can do it on its own. We need a lot of help. There's a saying that says many hands make light work. So, we'd encourage more to join this movement. And the movement is to bring literacy, digital literacy, to people. It's to empower them. There's also a casebook that we've published, which actually highlights some of the impact that has happened on the ground. We always go to conferences and events, and we've got all these people from, perhaps people like me from overseas or other subject matter experts and so on, speaking about the great things that technology can do, how we can do this, how we can do that, you should do this, you should do that. But here what we have is that you actually see what's happening on the ground, how it has actually impacted people's life, how they've improved their, not just them, but people around them as well. It's real socioeconomic development that comes out of this. So that really just demonstrates the power of the internet and the opportunities that it can provide. It's not just about browsing the internet or downloading YouTube videos and all that. It's also about selling products online. It's also about right to information. It's also about basic human rights, e-citizen related and e-governance related issues. So there's a whole lot more to be done. We'd encourage any of you who are interested to join the project to please get in touch with us, and let's try and make it bigger and better. We've just been able to touch a fraction of the population, and the impact has been tremendous. If we can increase that tenfold, I think we are winning already. So thank you very much.